Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll visit a pair of brothers turned shepherds through a starter flock program. USDA reduces corn and soybean harvest estimates from last month. We'll take a look at the corn drying outlook this harvest season.
The foodie market catches up to some regenerative principles.
And we finish up one of our Follow a Farmer series with sugar beet harvest. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. U.S. soybean and corn harvest will be smaller than last month's forecast, according to the October USDA crop production report. This week, soybean production was pegged at 4.3 billion bushels, with average yields of 49.8. That's down 0.7 of a bushel from last month's forecast. Corn production is now expected to be 13.8 billion bushels, with an average yield of 171.8 bushels an acre. That's also down about half a bushel from last month's USDA estimates. These lower expectations may increase concern about tight supplies, as global grain inventories are near their lowest in a decade. There's growing interest in sustainability, and now ag powerhouse Archer Daniels Midland is joining the movement. A North Dakota farmer is among a handful of growers in the Dakotas to grow flaxseed regeneratively for ADM. Mikkel Pates explains what that means in this week's Ag Week cover story.
We chose to give up our suit and tie careers and move north to Dakota and start farming.
Paul and Diane Overby took over his family's farm near Wolford, North Dakota when his dad retired in 1993.
Started farming the way Dad had been farming.
That meant using traditional practices like chisel plowing, cultivating, and disking. But by the early 2000s, they were trying no-till farming, cover crops, and regenerative agriculture. Diane Overby admits that at first she was skeptical.
First time he did no-till, I thought he was a lunatic.
But over time, she became a believer.
We kept getting a crop, kept getting and improving our yields a little bit, and I thought, well, maybe there's something to this.
Recently, those regenerative practices lined up with some new priorities for ADM. The Overbys are growing flax for the Ag Giant's new Noble Grown pilot program. ADM pays a premium for flax grown in environmentally friendly ways to be sold for specialty food product markets.
It means partnering with people that have a planet-conscious focus, a people-centered focus, and a purpose-driven focus, and develop a purpose-driven brand that improves the overall health of our planet.
Overby says he's happy about the premium, but is even more excited that one of America's major ag players is connecting consumers with building soil health.
My main motivation is this connection between food that farmers raise and the consumers that buy it, and bringing those two things together. And they want to know that it was raised in an environmentally friendly way that's building soil so that their children and their grandchildren can also get food off of these same acres.
While this style of farming may be relatively new, these regenerative farmers are hoping their flax production will be good for themselves, for the consumers, and for the environment. For Ag Week, this is Mikkel Pates at Wolford, North Dakota.
You can read more on this in the next Ag Week magazine and at agweek.com. Lily Bergman is calling her first harvest as a full-time farmer a good one. She's one of the farmers we've been following this season. Bergman is 23 years old and graduated from NDSU in the spring. She farmed part-time with her dad in northwest Minnesota for several years while she was in school. Now, they have separate farming operations, but work together to raise wheat, pinto beans, soybeans, and sugar beets. Bergman says despite the cool, wet weather that delayed planting, her first season went well.
I've enjoyed it, yep. It still hasn't even really hit me that I haven't gone back to school yet. I feel like summer just hasn't ended yet, so I don't know when that will kick in, but it's been good. I'm glad this is where I'm at.
Lily says they had almost ideal conditions all summer, and she's pleased with the yields. And now they could use some rain.
We're pretty dry, which it's hard to complain about that during harvest. But yeah, getting some rain maybe right before freeze up or a good snow accumulation this winter would be all right.
Lily told us she's already excited for next spring's planting. With a challenging planting season, corn in the region is in a variety of growing stages, with moisture content all over the board. Ken Hellavang, NDSU Extension Agricultural Engineer, says he's hearing reports of anywhere from 13% moisture to the mid-20s, and the window for field drying corn is quickly closing.
One of the things that people need to keep in mind this year is that The first part of October has been very warm, been great for drying. You look at the next couple weeks and we're going to get back to more normal temperatures. So the amount of field drying that's going to be occurring is going to become less and less. As we get into November, the drying ability of that air is pretty much gone.
Helivang advises farmers wear an N95 mask when working in dusty grain environments to avoid respiratory issues. Grazing management is an important topic for ranchers to keep in mind as the region heads into fall. This time of year, cool season grasses are producing their tillers, which are used to help the grasses grow next spring. If the pastures aren't managed, tillers can be grazed past their growing point. If that happens, they could die and the plant has to grow a new tiller the following spring. Dry conditions can also impact tiller growth.
Another factor that we need to think about that influences our tiller growth is drought status. So that is another thing that can cause those tillers to die is drought stress. And though we had favorable conditions this spring, right now 72% of the state is in some level of drought. So it's very comparable to the fall of 2020.
NDSU Extension offers a grazing measurement stick ranchers can use in their grasses to make sure they're not overgrazed. South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds has introduced legislation to reform the USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service for farmers, ranchers, and landowners. NRCS is the agency in charge of making wetland determinations. Their proposal is in response to frustrations from landowners over permanent easements for wetlands. Among other things, Rounds' legislation would reform the NRCS appeals process. Rounds says instead of permanent easements, he'd like to put a time limit on them so landowners have some leverage for negotiations.
And what we've seen and have had folks come in and just frustrated as all heck about the attitude of the enforcement officers coming back in and saying time after time, we're going to tell you how you're going to run your operation and what you can do and what you can't do.
Co-sponsors of the bill include North Dakota Senators John Hoeven and Kevin Kramer. Up next on AgWeek TV, a new program is bringing more sheep to the region.
For home delivery of AgWeek, log on to agweek.com or call 800-811-2580.
Hi, I'm Jake Starkey, Territory Manager for Geringhoff in southern Minnesota. We realize that 8 to 12 row customer is what makes up the heart and soul of our industry. We've noticed a trend of combines getting bigger and bigger and realized the need for a larger head to help to feed these machines. We've recently launched our Nordistar 24-row 30-inch corn head, making it the largest in the industry at 60 feet. To also meet the needs of these larger combines, we released our 18-row 30 AFT, which stands for Adaptive Flex Technology. With a maximum flex range of 75 inches, this makes it the most flexible corn head on the market. Whether you're the customer with the larger combine that needs these larger heads to feed these machines, or the heart and soul of our industry in that 8 to 12 row, we have everything that can meet your needs.
I'm Peter Bosch. I've been working with Gateway Building Systems for a little over 20 years now. I chose Gateway Building Systems to build my shop because I wanted a building that could both be used for my equipment and as a place for my family to hang out and do things. I would advise anybody that's thinking about working with Gateway to go in and talk to the guys there, tell them your plans and your future dreams, and let them design something for you.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has the storage, conditioning, and handling equipment to fit any size operation with a wide variety of options and accessories, including our patented Blockbuster auger to help break up blockages over the center sump gate, and a full line of mixed flow grain dryers with even heating, excellent efficiency, and expandable capacities. Protect your investment and market your grain. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with Superior Grain Equipment.
All right, here's the free gift I got for opening up a checking account. Let's see what I got.
Okay guys, so I got this portable DVD player.
Yeah, I'm not sure why my bank would give me a tiny waffle maker.
So it's a tumbler, but it doesn't fit in any of my cup holders.
I wasn't even sure they still made these.
Is it for kids? Is this for kids?
Don't fall for the free gift. Find a bank that cares about what you really need. Cornerstone Bank.
The region's livestock is dominated by cattle, but NDSU Extension and the North Dakota Lamb and Wool Producers Association are looking to even the playing field. I visited a pair of brothers in Medina, North Dakota, who got sheep through a starter flock program for kids 18 and under.
It was a really good way to start off having sheep.
Josh Moser was a 2022 starter flock recipient. He traveled to Hettinger Research Center to pick up his 10 Rambouillet ewes that came from Wyoming. While this was his first time receiving his own sheep through the program, he's no stranger to it. His brother Jared was a starter flock recipient last year.
I had a few friends who were in the sheep industry, and the last year so 2 years ago, I guess, since when we got into it, the sheep market was pretty high, seemed pretty good, and able to something to make money off of.
The brothers now have a flock of 28 Rambouillet ewes, which they breed to their cousin's ram. The pair lame out their flock and sell some of their offspring through private treaty. They both agree their flock wouldn't be what it is today without the program.
So the foundation of our North Dakota Lamb and Wool Producers starter flock is truthfully getting young people involved and inspired in our industry. And so first thing is that we are able to provide that chance with repayment back of 70% of the value of those animals over a 3-year period.
The recipients are given mentors to help them with any questions and issues they may have with their flock. They're also able to take classes offered through the program.
I say it's a really good opportunity for a young person to be able to get started at a pretty cheap price at this market, and you really learn a lot in all the classes that you take with them. And then they're always open for questions if you ever need to talk to them. So it's a pretty easy learning process, and it's a great program to go through.
10 kids got sheep from the starter flock program this year. An agribusiness in Haiti with strong ties to North Dakota is facing some major challenges. John Draxton, originally from Northwood, North Dakota, started Farmer John's Haiti about 4 years ago. The meat processing company provides sustainable sanitary meat and jobs to the struggling country. But recent political upheaval, gang violence, and fuel shortages and price spikes are pushing Farmer John's to move to solar power. In a recent YouTube video, Draxton said the business has grown to 30 employees and buys animals from 200 farmers. It's a huge boon to the economy, but Draxton says they're on the verge of closing if they can't convert to reliable solar power.
We need 24-hour power with our own generators. As you can see, I got 1, 2, 3, I have 4 generators to try to keep running.
The solar project will cost $300,000, and they've raised $200,000 so far. To learn more about the solar project and how to donate, go to the website on your screen. Ahead on AgWeek TV, why it's important for soybean growers to keep up with soil testing.
The team at Nordistar Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what Nordistar Ag can offer on our website at nordstar-ag.com or give us a call at 701-361-4790.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
You can get the field results you want in varying conditions with the flexibility of the Summers VRT Renegade, featuring on-the-fly blade angle adjustment from 0 to 19 degrees. And if you want the simplicity of a Super Coulter with the ability to move a little dirt, you'll love the all-new Summers Super Coulter Samurai. Go to summersmfg.com or visit your local dealer to learn more about North America's broadest line of tillage equipment and other products from North Dakota-based Summers Manufacturing.
Risk management is not just for the grains.
Livestock producers, did you know you too can protect the price for your production? Livestock Risk Protection, or LRP for short, is a great tool to help you protect the price of your calves. Cattle producers can also protect their pasture and hayland from lack of rainfall with Pasture Rangeland Forage, or PRF insurance. This is a very affordable way to help producers in times of below average rainfall. Call the Risk Management Specialist, Martinson Ag Risk Management.
For AgWeek, this is Mikkel Pates at Watertown, South Dakota.
We'll look at the positive impacts that dairy can have on the community.
A Minnesota couple has put a grain bin to a new use. Spoiler alert, it's not grain.
This elaborate system of tubing with the downhill slope is how Maplewood State Park gathers sap to make syrup.
Thanks for watching AgWeek TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's certainly starting to feel like fall. Is this weather here to stay? Here's John with our AgriWeather Outlook.
General weather pattern as we slip on into the middle of the month of October, a peak of harvest season across much of southern Canada, northern plains, upper Midwest. Well, it's cooling down as it does. We lose sunlight. It's not going to stay as warm. But the interesting thing is that overall, it's really not that chilly of an October weather pattern, nor are we seeing a lot of moisture replenishing storms. For the upper Midwest, southern Canada, northern plains, it's a fairly dry weather pattern. Now, there are some exceptions. Of course, the moisture situation, soil-wise, varies greatly from quite wet in many areas of southern Canada to quite dry in some parts of the Dakotas and sort of just about right in some parts of the upper Midwest. So let's see what the weather is doing. Right now, we have split flow, the southern or subtropical jet stream beginning to make its implant into the weather world, as it usually does as we get into cooler weather in the fall. It's actually been there, but I think now I'll demark it on the maps because it's starting to have more of an impact on the weather pattern. The primary polar jet is still pretty far north, and that's going to keep most of the cold weather locked up in the north. There will be a bit of a retrograde, some cooler weather coming down into the Rockies, but that's simply going to allow a Tuesday, Wednesday warm up into the upper Midwest and northern plains. This will bring temperatures into the 70s into North Dakota and Wisconsin for a day or two around the middle of the week, and might even pull some 80s to near 90 up into southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri. But as this trough begins to form, cooler weather will start dropping down into the Rockies, and interestingly enough, we're going to get what we call a closed low, or it looks like this circulation will separate itself from the northern jet stream, pull that cool weather down into the south, but the presence of this cold low keeps keeps the two primary jet streams separate and really keeps the weather patterns relatively weak, which is why I'm not looking for a lot of dramatic weather, nor am I looking for much in terms of precipitation with this weather pattern. By the weekend, the hot weather goes back south, but the cold weather stays up north, and we're looking at relatively mild temperatures, except, of course, the cool down into the northern Rockies. Into the second week now, which is past the midpoint of the month, they're still looking at split flow, looking at no real temperature changes. The hot weather stays along the Gulf. There will be some cool downs into the Great Lakes, but I don't see this being any type of seriously cold weather pattern. I also don't see it looking terribly stormy. There will be some moisture replenishing rains over the central and eastern Corn Belt. There will be some snows that come down through the spine of the Rocky Mountains, but most of the northern plains, southern Canada, look fairly dry. And the second week, it also looks fairly dry. We'll start getting some seasonal snows in parts of Canada, but not a lot of heavy moisture expected for the month.
You can get the field results you want in varying conditions with the flexibility of the Summers VRT Renegade. Featuring on-the-fly blade angle adjustment from 0 to 19 degrees. And if you want the simplicity of a super coulter with the ability to move a little dirt, you'll love the all-new Summers Super Coulter Samurai. Go to summersmfg.com or visit your local dealer to learn more about North America's broadest line of tillage equipment and other products from North Dakota-based Summers Manufacturing.
Hamilton System Inc. in Drayton, North Dakota is the North American distributor of the Fantini corn and sunflower header. Both the L03 corn head and the G03 sunflower head have a simple, high-efficiency, low-maintenance PTO-driven gearbox, which eliminates slippage and power loss even in the most trying conditions. These heads are built with a solid one-piece frame and tubular steel construction that will withstand the harshest field conditions. Available in models from 4 to 18 rows, they adapt to any combine and come with a 4-year warranty on the transmission units.
Why I ultimately choose them is they handled everything from the site prep, the dirt work, the gravel. The electricians were all excellent, and they're very knowledgeable in the dryer setups themselves. They made sure that they designed me a system that was expandable years into the future. It was a long-term encompassing project, and that's what I appreciate about their knowledge. I'm Ethan Hansen from Blanchard, North Dakota, and I would definitely recommend Advanced Grain for all your grain storage handling needs.
Don't miss out on the equipment you'll need next season. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, has early order discounts on its full line of powerful, efficient, new Case IH equipment, including tractors, combines, and self-propelled sprayers. Get a great deal and ensure that you have the latest in productivity and technology. Supply chains are tight. Contact your Titan Machinery dealership today and find out how much you can save by ordering ahead. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH equipment experts.
Go beyond the headlines with an AgWeek membership. Get in-depth agribusiness reporting, original farm and ranch stories, and fact-based research for the most comprehensive ag news in the upper Midwest. Experienced ag journalists bring you exclusive ag news, insights, and policy updates you won't find anywhere else. Become a member today and get unlimited access to AgWeek and AgweekTV.
AgweekTV Soy Insight, brought to you by the North Dakota Soybean Council.
What farmers do one year can have implications on their operation in future years. That's why we're talking the importance of soil sampling in this month's Soy Insight.
Joining me now is NDSU soil specialist Dave Franson, and we're going to talk about soil testing today. And a lot of soybean growers might not even realize how important that is.
Well, they do. Some test after soybeans, but they don't really test before soybeans. One of the main reasons that people soil sample in North Dakota is for nitrate, and so they think, well, why do I have to do that for soybeans? But in the eastern part of the state, where iron deficiency chlorosis is really bad, it's really important to know what your nitrate values are before you put the crop in. This year, we have all kinds of prevent plant acres that may or may not have cover crops on them, and they probably have some nitrate buildup underneath them, especially ones that don't have cover crops. And the higher the nitrate is, the more problems with IDC they're going to have. The other nutrients are important if you're sampling before soybeans are the phosphate levels, and also soil pH. People don't think too much about pH, at least they haven't in the past. But soybeans are grown all over North Dakota now, and especially West River, but not completely West River. There are a lot of really low acid pH areas.
And how important is the depth of sampling?
Well, the depth is pretty important. If you soil sample in zone and you find out that the pHs are well above 5, then you really don't have to go to any more detail. But let's just say that you're a long-term no-till farmer, you take have your soil samples, and a large part of the field has pHs maybe down 5.1, 5.2, something like that, which are pretty acid. And then the next step is to try to find out where that stratification is. Also, if you're checking for nitrate, a 2-foot sample is necessary.
With the current high fertilizer prices, something you don't want to do is overlook the soil testing.
Well, that's absolutely right. The fertilizer prices continue to be high, so it's a major input cost, more than cash rent in most places. So not soil testing, you just blindly putting on fertilizer where you may not need it doesn't make any sense to me. So soil testing is very cheap compared to the price of fertilizer, and everybody should be doing it.
Lots of very important information. Thanks a lot, NDSU soil specialist Dave Franson.
For more research and information on soil sampling and testing, check out the website on your screen. Still ahead, we'll see how one community is making more opportunities for small produce growers.
Hi, Bill Kelsey here, Geringhoff Territory Manager.
covering northern Minnesota and the Dakotas. At Geringhoff, we offer a full line of the best harvest headers and residue management systems on the market.
Contact me today to discuss your farm's needs. From there, I'll connect you with an authorized Geringhoff dealer.
You can get the field results you want in varying conditions with the flexibility of the Summers VRT Renegade. Featuring on-the-fly blade angle adjustment from 0 to 19 degrees. And if you want the simplicity of a super coulter with the ability to move a little dirt, you'll love the all-new Summers Super Coulter Samurai. Go to summersmfg.com or visit your local dealer to learn more about North America's broadest line of tillage equipment and other products from North Dakota-based Summers Manufacturing.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has the storage, conditioning, and handling equipment to fit any size operation with a wide variety of options and accessories, including our patented Blockbuster auger to help break up blockages over the center sump gate, and a full line of mixed flow grain dryers with even heating, excellent efficiency, and expandable capacities. Protect your investment and market your grain. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with Superior Grain Equipment.
Don't miss out on the equipment you'll need next season. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, has early order discounts on its full line of powerful, efficient, new Case IH equipment, including tractors, combines, and self-propelled sprayers. Get a great deal and ensure that you have the latest in productivity and technology. Supply chains are tight. Contact your Titan Machinery dealership today and find out how much you can save by ordering ahead. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH equipment experts.
The team at Nordistar Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what Nordistar Ag can offer on our website at nordistar-ag.com or give us a call at 701-361-4790.
The growing number of farmers markets in the Rochester, Minnesota area is giving vendors new opportunities to make money. The Yang family has been selling their produce at the Rochester Farmers Market for more than 10 years. But 2 new markets were added in 2021, so they're able to sell more and not have as much leftover waste. New Yang and her sister Emily run their produce business with their parents, who came to the U.S. from Laos in the late 70s. New says having the 2 extra farmers markets each week is hard work, but also a lot of fun.
We love getting out there, getting to know other vendors out there, socializing with people. So with that being said, just coming out to the village as well when we heard about it, just getting to know different group of vendors out here as well. It's what we enjoy doing and socializing.
The Village Agricultural Cooperative is one of the new markets in Rochester. It works with more than 200 families to farm on 11 acres. Stories you'll only see on AgweekTV.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. The Supreme Court may be seeking a new test for determining when the federal government has jurisdiction over a waterway. And the Minnesota Soybean Research and Promotion Council just opened a new round of requests for proposals on research projects they'll help fund in 2023. We appreciate you watching AgweekTV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a great week.